Alright guys, welcome back to MDL. This is the lower bracket for the China Qualifier, and this is VG Gaming Potential versus EHOME. I'm VG.P. It's great to be casting for you guys today for a little bit more Chinese Dota action. We've already had plenty of China coverage on this stream so far with a little bit of the Summit, earlier MDL series, and now we are back to wrap it up for the day at the very least. There's actually still plenty of this China Qualifier to go here. For MDL, we are only in round 1 of the lower bracket right now. There are 2 qualifier spots up for grabs, so the lower bracket teams are down, but certainly not out. And well, we'll see which one will be which out of these 2 teams will be continuing forward as we continue in this competition. All right, so Magnus and Omninet going to get banned out. Train Protector and Ricky also going to be the focus. This has been a very heavy patch on the position 4 focus and VG Gaming Potential. Going to follow through with that just that little bit more as they do grab themselves the Monkey King and the Lina. EHOME going to be going for the Clockwork and the Warlock. And maybe we'll see the position 4 Clockwork. I've been talking about it. If you've anyone who's played pubs with me or anyone that I play with regularly would definitely be able to say that I've been a big champion of this position 4 Clockwork for a little while, but you know, might not be the case this game. We'll have to see. Maybe EHOME are just looking to run it as their offlaner. Not terrible against the Monkey King. Can you know, scout him out with the rocket flare, get in there with the hook shot. So definitely nice to have in that sense. Also pretty good against the Lina. Lina in general does not want to buy Force Staff. It's a bit of a diversion on her build. So Clockwork definitely good at keeping her locked down and being a nuisance, especially if he manages to get to his Blade Mail. It's very difficult for Lina to do anything about him. As we head into this next round of bans, Shadow Fiend and Weaver going to be removed as Sand King and the Lifestealer get banned out by EHOME and VG Gaming Potential. Just going to grab their Rubik, something to throw the Clockwork out of the cogs. Potentially good against the Warlock if you can get the right steal, but can be pretty difficult. I don't think it's mostly just for the Clockwork interaction and being able to hide a little bit more of their draft here, as EHOME going to take a slightly more defensive turn, though this can jump in with the Clockwork and find kills. It's the Spectre. And VG Gaming Potential, having seen the slightly greedier safe lane from EHOME, will fire right back with the Legion Commander, which I'm surprised it actually made it this deep into the pool. And I can't imagine that Legion Commander and Monkey King running at your safe lane is a particularly great way to be farming if you're Spectre. So I don't know what EHOME are going to do here. Maybe they'll try and dodge the Legion Commander Monkey King early on.
5 seconds remaining.
But I like the way that VG Gaming Potential are drafting this so far. They've got, you know, plenty of aggressive moves that they can make. They've got good lockdown. They've got good burst damage. They don't have that much frontline. And I think Clockwork is, in fact, pretty good against the Legion Commander, again, for those same scouting and initiation reasons that he's pretty good against the Monkey King. So this could just turn out to be an amazing Clockwork game. Do, of course, have to be careful with the Haunt Illusions running around in a fight, and EHOME picked the Abaddon, so it looks like it is going to be the position for Clockwork. All right. Well, I have no choice now but to cheer for EHOME. Sorry to any VG Gaming Potential fans in the audience, but yeah, got the Abaddon pickup, so looks like Clockwork is going to be roaming at least a little bit. It could be position for Abaddon, but I don't know. That seems a little bit weird to me. We haven't really seen that hero in a support role for a very long time. TA just going to get banned out. VG Gaming Potential not really having the tools to deal with Refraction right now, so I think a very sensible ban that some of our teams earlier in the day could have learned from. But EHOME just need to get rid of a position 1. They've already banned the Lifestealer, so I don't know, maybe they just ban Jug or Slark. I think the Slark is actually somewhat scary here. He's pretty good against the Spectre. He's also quite good against the Abaddon. Abaddon is just a big juicy source of Essence Shift stacks pretty much all game. But at the same time, maybe the Slark is a little bit slow for VG.P. Not sure, maybe they want to run something like the Jug to get that push sustain. So which of the 2 they ban is a reasonably important question right now. EHOME, in terms of what hero they're looking for, they want their mid. what could be good here? I don't think you really want to play the Tinker against the Monkey King Legion Commander Lina, so that's probably out. What's good with Spectre on mid? Maybe something like a Zeus, but I feel like NP are the only team that I can think of that have picked Zeus recently. That's of course the old, kind of classic combo with the Spectre. I think EHOME are maybe even thinking more about what their pick is now than necessarily about this ban. And they go for the Terrorblade ban in the end. Alright. It does push buildings. It is decent against the Spectre, but then the Jug and the Slark both going to be available for VG.P if they want them, and EHOME going to grab Dragon Knight. Alright. Reasonably survivable, difficult to bring down in a duel, but Legion Commander can quite easily... Actually, I don't know about this Dragon Knight pick. Legion Commander and Lina can both buy Silver Edge, and that's already amazing against the Spectre. And now they've just given them another hero that just gets countered by Silver Edge. Like, EHOME have 3 heroes that are countered by Silver Edge. The Abaddon, if he gets dueled with Break, can't ulti. Well, his ulti won't be able to pop. The Spectre loses Dispersion. The Dragon Knight loses Dragon's Blood. And VG Gaming Potential just going to pick the Jug. I don't know about this Dragon Knight. Maybe they're just going to play like an aggro Spectre. So the Spec's just going to buy, like, be a Vanguard Manta Diffusal, something like that, and just jump into these fights and get involved early. Because otherwise, the pacing of their lineup seems a little bit weird. They've got the Abaddon and the Dragon Knight, which are like 5-man, group up, push,
10 seconds
take the buildings, take the team fights that come, and then they've got Spectre, who's kind of looking to sit back a little bit, chill out, rely on your teammates to set up pick-off opportunities, haunt in for a kill, get your farm, sort of play the long game. But I feel like if they play the long game here, they're just gonna lose. Like, Jug probably not gonna buy a Silver Edge, but again, it's super easy for the Legion and the Lina to buy it. Even the Monkey King could get a Silver Edge in a long enough game, and I don't know. I don't even mind their late game that much against the Spectre DK. Abaddon, if we're talking about this like super late game situation, is going to be able to scale as well, so can't completely ignore that fact. But I do. Oh man, I don't want to cheer against the position for Clockwork, man, but their lineup is making it difficult. All right, I'm still gonna cheer for the EHOME boys. Oop, Monkey King manages to hop down from his tree in a little bit of trouble as Clockwork already skilled up. He does have the battery assault, but needs to get in range with those boots. Monkey King tries to jump up, but gets interrupted for now. Is there some help on its way to get the Clockwork this kill? He doesn't even need it. This is the power of position for Clockwork. Running down the Monkey King for first blood. Where's your Jingu mastery now? Alright. Of course, he did go for the tree dance first. He did manage to come in here and put down his intended observer ward, so not all is lost, but Clockwork with some boots and the first blood already, so off to an amazing start. Some fast tranquils, or maybe a fast earn for him here, and that's going to be great in terms of moving around and continuing to pressure and finding these kills. Speaking of pressure, it does actually look like the Dire team here are going to be going for some kind of aggro setup. Perhaps. Everybody's roaming down towards the bottom side of the map. Very few heroes getting involved for the top bounty rune, the leftmost bounty runes. They're going to try and tango down. They jump into the Clockwork. Can they actually fight him? They've got the spin. The Abaddon already managing to grab the rune. Clockwork going to get healed up. They've also got a shield. He's got plenty of sustain. Holding off on the battery assault for the time being, as he will turn back around with his boots and continue the pursuit. Jug with no spin. Actually pretty vulnerable, and now the battery assault going to start chasing him down. The lift's still on cooldown. Maybe Rubik can just split this damage with him. But now it's Rubik who's in some trouble. Monkey King going to try for the save as Clockwork still chasing for this kill. He's going to get healed up once again. They've got the Abaddon coming around the corner. Where was the Aphotic shield in all of this? Abaddon actually instead opting to start off over in the lane and get a little bit of farm. But alright, looks like we are going to have a quick pause. Alright. So I'm just gonna remind myself that I don't have the teams mixed around. So this is EHOME on the Radiant, and this is VG.P over on be dire. Alright, so we're good to go. It's a Spectre versus Legion Commander up top, so Spectre not very happy with the way that this whole laning situation started out, but there is a Warlock now backing him up, so they got some heals. Legion Commander already skilling up the Moment of Courage, and does have the Poor Man Shield, so more than happy to tank the creep wave and get those lifesteal procs up. They are looking to pressure this Abaddon down here, but he's already got his Poor Man Shield. He's pretty survivable, and I would guess that Dire team maybe going to start rotating the supports around before too long. No, not before making an attempt on the Abaddon's life. They do have the Orb of Venom on the Monkey King, lifting him back, putting him as far away from the tower as they possibly can as the spin goes to work. He does have 2 stick charges, but I don't think that's going to be enough to save him, and alright. Abaddon brought down 1-1. It's not the first blood, of course. Clockwork picking that up a little bit earlier. It looks like he is going to be going for a bottle here. Dragon Knight grabbing an early Poor Man Shield on the mid lane. Is even with the Lina in terms of CS right now, but very, very low on life. And maybe forced to come over and use his shrine a little bit earlier than he would like. He's still got full mana, so doesn't really want to use it, but maybe he's going to get forced to. Alright, just picks up the second point in the Dragon's Blood and looks like he's going to try and hold off. Did he get a salve delivered? Nope, just some boots. Clockwork running around mid, but Lina's already on her way out. Just being very defensive, grabbing this Null Talisman all the way around the side. Clockwork is only level 1, so a little bit difficult for him to snipe the courier without cogs. But oh, maybe he's going to get it anyway because he got this haste rune. He's looking for it right now, but it's actually heading all the way in via the bottom side. So very nice little bit of courier micro from VG Gaming Potential, and that's going to keep their courier alive. Dragon Knight's still winning on CS in terms of this mid lane, and up top it's actually Spectre doing very nicely despite the Legion Commander's harassment. Does pick up an Orb of Venom now, needs to actually aggro these creeps so she can get some more procs. Skilling up 2 points in the Moment of Courage early on here, so does not have the nuke for additional harassment. Warlock managed to get his mana back up to full just off of that clarity that he was sipping on when he TP'd into the lane, so has plenty more Shadow Words ready to go. And oh, this is not the courier, this is Mr. Monkey King coming through. Gonna swag bark his way to a bounty rune. Get in behind enemy lines here, but does need to be careful about being scouted out by the Clockwork, who looks like he just hasn't managed to find that much. He grabbed the bounty rune. Does really need level 2, and the faster that he can get level 3, the better his kill potential becomes. So as much as he got after that roaring start with the first blood, things are now looking a little bit slow. He's going to be picking up a bottle. Is he going to give the Dragon Knight a couple of sips? Nope. Dragon Knight has his bottle ready to go as well. Monkey King waiting up here on the high ground. Maybe they're going to go for this Warlock kill. He's at least lurking in the trees. If they are going to jump in, they get a pretty good slow onto the Warlock. They've also got the Orb of Venom going to work. A little bit of body blocking from the Spectre. Some great body blocking from the Spectre, but unfortunately Monkey King has some broken ass attack range, and he'll be able to grab that kill anyway. So, alright. Despite not leading on the CS across the board, VG.P will be able to fight back in terms of the kills. Dragon Knight just eating auto attacks for breakfast. Doesn't really care about this double Null Talisman in the slightest, it seems, as Rubik would like to deny this DD. But Dragon Knight picks it up. Might even be able to go for the kill. Pops it now. Shrine's already been used. Rubik does have the lift. Boot on the Dragon Knight, but alright, instead just going to be running back over towards mid. And gets the bonus. Actually, they scout the Rubik planting that Observer Ward up on the high ground, so they'll be able to deward that before too long. Clockwork running in here towards the mid lane. They've got the Battery Assault. They've also got the Cogs. DK getting separated a little bit as they do get the nice Light Strike Array off. And Lina's actually going to get the kill first. However, Dragon Knight, with one last poke of the blade, will finish the kill. But very nice Light Strike Array. I'm actually surprised Lina was able to cast that, given that she was trapped with the Battery Assault. But I guess the animation is just fast enough. Lina, unfortunately, not doing any shopping before she died, so does get set back a little bit on her quest for some arcane boots. Somewhat surprised not to see any, see a wand or, you know, raindrop, bottle, just rushing the arcanes. Abaddon just working his way towards some phase down at bot. Actually, 3 points already picked up in the Curse of Avernus. This is a somewhat interesting build, but I guess he's hoping that he's going to be able to put a lot of pressure on the Jug. Spectre, being nicely babysat by Warlock, is still #1 on the overall CS, so that's looking good. Still haven't really seen what the overall build is going to be, if he ignores the Radiance, maybe thinks about a Blade Mail. Vanguard's not awful here either. Monkey King's still being pretty patient over here, and they've actually got to jump in as well from the Dragon Knight up top. He's got the DK ultimate, he's got the Dragon Tail, looks like he should get this kill. One more auto attack will do it, and I think they're even going to set their sights on this tier 1 perhaps? Nope. At least he just wants the bounty rune for now. Mid lane is getting pushed in by the Lina, so this is not without its trade, but a very nice kill for EHOME to grab at this stage.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Other than that, mid tower taking a little bit more damage. In terms of the early rotations this game, for the VG.P side, I mean, it's mostly going to be set up by the Legion commander, so the fact that she's getting shut down a little bit and is actually the least farmed dire core right now is a little bit of a cause for concern, but she'll probably still be okay once she backs up into the jungle. She's at least got her phase boots and should be able to jungle pretty quickly. Rubik just harassing onto the Abaddon here somewhat, as Clockwork's going to come scooting by a dire observer, so unfortunately for him, looks like this rotation down towards the bottom lane might not be quite as successful as he would like. Does have the level 2 battery assault up now, so that's going to help his kill potential, but there are already level 7 heroes in this game, so the Monkey King and the Clockwork lagging behind a little bit for now. King just going to take an opportunity to plant down some more wards around mid, as Dragon Knight needs to defend his tower. So that rotation has kind of imbalanced the laning situation here on mid somewhat. Lina's got her arcane boots up. Going to be picking up a soul ring as well, so it looks like just the straight bloodstone rush from her, as Spectre continues hitting creeps. Still no real signs of what her item's going to be. Looking towards a Wraith Band next, so Ring of Aquila coming up. No further clues. Will the skill build yield anything? No, just pretty standard stuff. 1-1-1. Max a dagger. No big surprises there.
Mine.
Excellent. I'll take that as tribute.
Is the title not up to date? Should go make sure that's sorted. Haunt coming in. They want the Monkey King. He's not the most valuable kill, but they're also looking for the Lina at the same time. They managed to sidestep the Light Strike array. Can they interrupt this TP? He just barely manages to make it away before the Clockwork catches up. Alright, let me just make sure the title's set properly.
Dire's structures are fortified.
My bad. I thought I'd set that before, when the lobby was first hosted, but never mind. Nice little cogs for the Clockwork. They do have a Juggernaut running in, but he's got an Omni Slash. Forced to spin for the time being, doing decent damage. Still has enough mana for the Omni. They're body blocking the Spectre. That bounce will finish him off. Doesn't need any additional bounces, but they're doing good damage back in the opposite direction. The Fatal Bond's linking everybody up. It's all 5 heroes here on the mid lane for VG Gaming potential, but they've got the Healing Ward, and they will be able to transition this over into a push the other direction.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Jumping in, spin on the Abaddon, does have his ultimate ready to go. It's going to get popped by the Fade Bolt. Can't really play that aggressively now. The Healing Ward, however, has run out, and Juggernaut once again finds himself in a pretty tricky situation. Nice shield from the Abaddon will keep the Dragon Knight alive, not getting dragged back into that Light Strike array. I don't know if he would have died even if he had been caught by it, but alright, it is the Radiant's turn to run in here. Looks like Spectre going to be going for a Mask of Madness, interestingly enough. I mean, I guess with the low-level Haunt, you can't really jump around that much, so maybe it makes sense. This team does have some ways to buff up his survivability, but when I said I was expecting the the no Radiance build, this is not what I had in mind. It is going to speed up his farm pretty considerably. you know, Spectre can't really afford to spend the Spectral Dagger to get from camp to camp, so it doesn't really have that much mobility other than the phase boots. So I don't know, maybe he gets the Mask of Madness and then still goes back for the Radiance, but this is a pretty interesting adaptation, just to be able to be more aggressive and utilize his team's ganking potential off of the Clockwork and the Dragon Knight as well. Lina still working on her point booster. Juggernaut just chilling out up top. Not doing that great in terms of... I guess he's doing okay in terms of overall farm. He's probably got... Does he have something on the courier, or is what you see what you get? No, what you see is what you get. He's got another 800 gold banked. Legion Commander 1600 gold worth of progress towards her blink. So getting close.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Abaddon just being a dreadful nuisance up here at top. Needs to be careful. His ultimate might get popped pretty early. It is a maxed overwhelming odds. He's going to turn and trade blows for now, as they do actually have the Dragon Knight making his way over right now. DK going to pop the ulti, looking for the Dragon Tail. They've also got the TP in from the Lina, however, and a nice juke into the trees. Will help keep the Legion Commander safe. Looking to run forward now as the Omnisash gets dropped down and finds the Abaddon. VG Gaming Potential still chasing. They've got the Monkey King with the Boundless Strike. Going to look to come in here with the duel. He does manage to get the Dragon Tail off, so no dual victory damage. But the Laguna Blade is more than enough to find the Dragon Knight kill, and now 4 heroes streaming over towards the mid lane. Legion Commander wants to bounce around, get that little bit of extra gold going towards the Blink Dagger, and Dire team really starting to find their stride here. EHOME, can they defend this? They don't have the hook shut up just yet from the Clockwork. Abaddon going to come TPing in. Does get lifted. Still no ultimate for 10 seconds, but VG.P probably don't know that. They've got the Monkey King ultimate getting dropped in the backlines. Warlock does just barely manage to get off his ult, but it's only onto the Rubik. The Fatal Bond's helping out a little bit as the Haunt also comes in, but these are some huge ultimates to be investing if you're EHOME to only pick up a Rubik kill, and I think Rubik's going to be smiling to himself after that, knowing that he's really just set up his team to make some immediate rotations with this Legion Commander Blink Dagger once it comes up. EHOME will at least find the trade. Looks like they can bring down this tier 1 tower over at the mid lane. Spectre has picked up her Mask of Madness, now going to be ferrying out some clarities to support that and just chopping her way through the jungle. And is going to be going for the no Radiance build. Has a Manta style queued up as the secondary selection. Dragon Knight running down towards bot, gonna hope for the random Dragon Tail onto the Jug. Does get it, no spin in time. Just microing his healing ward for the time being, keeping himself alive, and a very simple juke is gonna get him out of there. Clockwork finally has the level 6 picked up, needs to be careful about the spin here. Let's just pop the cogs, disengaging for the time being. Rubik with the level 7 is gonna steal a nice level 3 Aphotic Shield, so very helpful to have in this upcoming fight. And I don't know, are EHOME actually going to take a fight right now? They're 4-manning with their Spectre over on the other side of the map. She doesn't have a TP scroll, and she also doesn't have a Haunt, so no way for her to really arrive to this fight, as it looks like the VG.P should just be able to continue pushing down bottom. Lina getting very close to her Bloodstone. Fire spam is going to help hold this off just a little bit. They get the Dragon Tail on the Jug, but there's really no follow-up whatsoever, and nobody's able to go in and get the healing wards, so they're just going to keep microing that. The Wukong's command is up in 10 seconds time. Chaotic Offering down for 50. The Breathe Fire spam continues, but they are going to be able to get the lift back. Nice shield once again from the Abaddon. Prevents the Light Strike Array follow-up, and it looks like that is actually going to be the disengage. The Jug has the Omnisash. Can he get it off? He's getting Dragon Tailed for the time being, and the final Breathe Fire will bring him down. Clockwork finding a great initiation, and he's also got this Haste Rune, able to continue pursuit onto the Rubik. They don't get the body block off, but still more than enough damage to find the kill. The Laguna will kill off the clock, and a nice dispel from the Legion Commander this time around will help keep the Lina alive. I think she would have been fine either way. 1400 health, reasonably tanky for this early stage of the game. Spectre still just hitting creeps over at the mid lane. As Monkey King may be keen to use his ultimate, but they need to be careful of the Chaotic Offering. They're going to go for the duel on the Warlock, but they won't be able to get it off. DK with the Dragon Tail counter-initiates. The Haunt, the Chaotic Offering, and the Monkey King ultimate all dropped on top of each other. The Legion Commander is the one who ends up falling. The Warlock Golem trying to escape, healing up a little bit off of its natural regen. The Jug tries to find an Omnislash opportunity, but there's just way too many creeps here. And looks like the Lina will be able to finish off the Clockwork. More heals coming in. Dragon Knight's very low. Monkey King able to find the Radiant Courier Snipe. Goes to the Boundless Strike, but running in too close to the Dragon Tail. And definitely messing that up a little bit. Now their formation's being broken, and Rubik will also end up falling. Spectre doing good damage with the Desolate. Lina too tanky to be brought down, but they find some turnaround kills, and now the Jug is isolated. He's all alone, and the Spooky Ghost is chasing after him. Legion Commander running in, looking for the duel on the Dragon Knight. Does she actually have the damage to finish him? He's regenning so much. 17.3. The Abaddon's also got a shield in 1 second. Looks like DK just going to turn and fight, and Legion Commander gets brought down. A massive overextension from VG Gaming Potential will throw away 1,500 gold worth of advantage towards the EHOME side. And a bunch more experience to boot. Abaddon almost picking up his level 12. And I don't know. Everybody just... some poor decision making, I think, from VG.P. But, alright. Radiant advantage. The Lina's still doing decently. Is going to be forced to buy a Force Staff just to help deal with the Clockwork this game. Clock just picking up some phase boots and now going back for a Solar Crest. Has his maxed out battery assault, so things are looking alright for him. I guess the Blade Mail not that amazing. Not going to do that much against the Jug. I don't think it really does that much against the Legion Commander either. Jug finally does manage to bring down this tier 1 tower at bottom as he's going for an extremely tanky build. Vanguard, and he's gone for the plus 175 health. So, in theory it would be difficult to bring down, but the Spectre actually does a surprising amount of damage and is farming a little bit more quickly than you might expect. Also has the Yasha picked up now, so actually just the speed demon. Looks like they are going to go for the duel here. The Wukong's command also getting dropped out. Spectre gets Laguna Bladed, and they will get the duel victory. It's a 4-man rotation. Looks like it was probably a smoke past the Radiant Ward, and will work out nicely for VG.P. Keeping that net worth advantage nice and close. And they should have a couple of wards ready to go to plant down as they make their way through here. You have 1 Observer Ward on the Rubik, none on the Monkey King. He's got the dagger stolen, and then they're just going to add 1 more to the Bloodstone Tally as they look for this push down bottom. Breathe Fire Spam going to slow it down a little bit. They are going to come and look for some kind of initiation, because as soon as the Spectre respawns, she will be able to haunt in. The duel's still on cooldown for 8 seconds. No Laguna Blade for 20. And Clockwork sizing up the initiation onto the Lina right now, but needs to be careful of the Force Staff. It's going to go in. Going to go for the Cogs push back into the Dragon Tail stun, potentially. The Force Staff almost gets her away. The Legion Commander trying to keep her alive as they also drop the Chaotic Offering on her head and getting run down by 3 different heroes. She won't be able to escape. Legion Commander isolated from the team, and there's no escaping the Spectre. That kill will be continued to be pursued as Spec gets looped around the trees. Jug still has a level 1 Omnislash, but it's not going to do enough damage, and he will just try for the spin TP out. Rubik is unable to escape, and Spectre, normally a hero that you're waiting for at this stage of the game, is getting active and picking up a double kill, keeping pace on the farm with the Lina all the while. Looks like Lina did manage to pop her Bloodstone before she was killed off by the Radiant team, so not handing over too much money. And they did still get the tier 2 tower at the end of the day, but not a winning team fight.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Alright, so Chaotic Offering down for 100. They're going to be looking for this Warlock kill. Nice Boundless Strike, catches onto 2. Abaddon unable to turn around and get the heals off. He will be able to help out the Dragon Knight, however. He got his armlet on. He's still pretty tanky. The Omnislash brings him down, but it's not a duel victory. Abaddon now being chased. Just going to turn for the Rubik kill. The shield pops. Doesn't have his ultimate right now, so he'll be brought down, and that's an immediate triple for the Lina. Alright, unsuccessful disengage. And this game is just back and forth and back and forth. Spectre gonna have her Manta in just a second. Clockwork still working on his Solar Crest. The Legion Commander gonna be going for a Blade Mail. And Jug still working his way towards the Diffusal Blade. I am shocked not to see any anyone going for a Silver Edge right now. Maybe Lena's gonna try and pick one up. Nope, just going straight into the Boots of Travel. Man, really, nobody wants to buy a Shadow Blade. I think that's a huge missed opportunity for the Dire team. Silver Edge is amazing this game. All right. So still not much of a net worth lead in it right now. Spectre with the Manta finished, going to continue this very speedy rate of farm towards the Diffusal Blade. So we'll be, I mean, she's going to be solo killing the Rubik at the start of the fight, and then still have time to maybe get over to the Monkey King and activate her Mask of Madness afterwards. They're going to go for smoke, but it's right on top of her Radiant Wards, so I would very much doubt that this kill is going to be successful. Dragon Knight, with that Siege Creep last hit, will be able to scrounge together his Blink Dagger. So that's certainly going to help the initiation situation against the Lina and the Jug, but the problem is always going to be this Legion Commander hanging back with the Press the Attack ready to go. EHOME also going to smoke up. Looks like this may have been scouted. Spectre a little bit low on mana, so it's going to be fading back into the base for a second, as it looks like they will press towards their shrine as a decent place to try and take a fight. They don't have the Jug. They find the hook forward. They've actually got the Haunt now coming in as well, and they've isolated the Legion Commander. She's normally going to be the saving hero for her team, but looks like she'll be focused down first. Everybody else just going to have to scatter as Rubik loses half of his HP to the Haunt alone. Dragon Knight did pop his ultimate for that, and not finding too many opportunities. The Dire put down a bunch of wards off of that rotation, which are all now going to do absolutely nothing, as EHOME are actually heading over towards the Roshan pit. They do not have the Solar Crest, but they do have the Medallion on the Clockwork, and Spectre actually going to do, again, pretty decent damage, so Roshan falling quickly. Oh, they've got a Solar Crest on the bat. Never mind. Alright, so is Clockwork actually going to finish his Solar Crest too? It's not a terrible idea. You can still use one on the enemy team and then use one on your allies. That works just fine. Okay, so they've got the Aegis secured. They're going to put that on the Spectre. I think with this build, actually going to be pretty useful with a second life. Though that's kind of always the case for Spec, right? You've always got, for Storm, it's 2 lives worth of mana. For the Spectre, it's 2 lives worth of health and dispersion. And just being able to suicide into the fight and force spells in a way that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. Lina is now going back for the Shadow Blade, so maybe we'll see that Silver Edge come up eventually. The Legion's still struggling to farm her Blade Mail, as Jug just going to be going for the Manta. Pretty natural item choice for him. A bit surprised to see the Diffusal Blade picked up before the Manta style. Manta definitely a slightly better farming item, but... or at least the Yasha is. I don't know. Diffusal's pretty good damage. Yep. Some stuff happening mid. Blink in, looking for the Dragon Tail, but DK off the mark. Hook also not going to connect. Once again, the shield's helping out against the Rubik lift, though he will be able to steal that and get a little bit of aphotic shield action for himself. Baden. Just pressure in the Jug back, letting him know who's boss with the Solar Crest Shrine as a... not Shrine, Shine. Monkey King down bottom is going to be isolated by the Spectre. He's going to try for the TP out. Is there going to be enough damage? Looks like the answer is no, and he is out of there. A little bit of a wasted haunt. Legion Commander coming over just in case, but it was not required. Clockwork is invis. He spots the Lina, but he's sitting right on top of his sentry ward right now. The stun is going to connect. Lina just going to try and burst this kill down, and looks like it is actually just going to end up being another Bloodstone charge. However, the Dragon Knight was able to close the gap. Can she pop the Bloodstone Suicide? Won't be able to, actually, as they just nuke the creep wave and the Fatal Bonds kills her off. Nicely played by the Warlock. Oh, so much for that Bloodstone charge. Support Clockwork gonna trade his life for the Lina. More than happy to do that, as Warlock gonna grab himself a nice 733 gold bounty. He's just being a team player. He's going for the mech at the moment. And Lina, alright, Shadow Blade completed, as we saw just before. They are sizing up for a smoke right now. They do have the Blade Mail over on the Legion Commander, and they know that the Haunt is on cooldown for at least a little bit longer, but what they might not know is that Spectre is level 20 and she's now got her plus 20 strength talent. So not an easy kill on her. Abaddon also not a very easy grab, but are they going to try for it anyway? They got the Monkey King up here on the high ground getting scouted as the rocket flare comes past, and Abaddon actually just going to charge forward as the smoke gets broken with no real result in VG.P's favor. Alright. Now what's Spec going to go for next? Do you just go back for the heart? Do you even need it? I think I would go for like AC or a Scotty. I think that would be sweet. Just commit really hard into these fights. And they're mostly going to be dealing physical damage to you, so armor reductions, well, the bonus armor pretty helpful, and the armor reduction also going to be decent for your team. But Dragon Knight, I guess, the more likely hero to go for the AC this game. He has picked up a Dragon Lance, interestingly. Going to be going for a Hurricane Pike as the follow-up. I guess just trying to pick up some more high ground siege. Interesting decision. Haunt getting popped. What can they find? Everybody on VG.P just running for their shrines. Alright, so they got to push the lanes, and then they got to try for some kind of a smoke or something. Roshan's still down for at least another 3 minutes. So not really anything happening there. Spectre is actually just going to go for a butterfly. Straight up damage. I guess it is in the same way that I was talking about the AC, survivability against the right clicks. Though in general, people tend to just tank up on Spectre because, you know, playing around the dispersion. Though she's still going to be pretty damn tanky with the 20 strength and the plus 400 health. Abaddon also just tanking up, grabbing himself a Vanguard now. Going to be going for the Crimson Guard shortly after. And Jug still working on this Manta. Getting closer. That's alright. It's going to be a 4-man smoke. Heading out of the base. Lina not going to go back for the Silver Edge. I think not going for a Silver Edge is a huge mistake. If they have a Silver Edge, they can just duel the Abaddon. I mean, he's pretty tanky, but still. Oh, alright, well, there you go. Smoke gets revealed by the Abaddon, and they can't do anything about him, so away you go.
Money to burn.
Spectre got the Eagle Song. Oh, Juggernaut needing to be careful. There's going to be an instant blink Dragon Tail onto him. He's going to try for the spin TP, but he didn't even have the TP in his backpack just yet, so he's going to have to live a little bit longer. Spinning up now. Do they have a Clockwork Hook? He's a little bit too far away and can't quite find the angle. He does have a little bit of Radiant Vision on these other retreating heroes, so going to jump forward. Somehow gets past the Legion Commander and onto the Clockwork, but unable to cog either. They are going to pop the Blade Mail on the Legion, looking for this duel, but the Clockwork's a pretty tanky guy. They will still be able to get the duel victory, I think. Wait, no, didn't he win a duel earlier? Is that... And no, it's a level 2 duel, so it would have been 14 damage. So no, didn't get the win. Boundless Strike and the jump for the Monkey King were a little bit late. Clockwork just kind of creating some space while they take this bottom tier 2 tower. Juggernaut running forward with his ultimate ready to go, but there is a Haunt ready to counter initiate from the Spectre. Lina looking for this pick off, but the Manta dodge is there and actually might just get solo killed. Oh my. I don't think... Wait, did he know that the Light Striker was coming, or was that just total random luck? And now he's ready to go take this fight at bottom. Lina's still dead for 36 seconds. Monkey King waiting up on the trees, but he's going to get scouted if that Haunt gets popped, so I think a smart decision from him to run back. Up in the Primal Spring.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Dragon Knight is going to go back for that AC. Spectre, Butterfly now completed. Getting pretty close to level 25. And just continuing to farm. Off on his own while the rest of the team continues to 4-man some buildings.
Double damage.
Roshan back up, well, potentially back up soon. There is a DD snagged by the Jug. Spectre just running over towards mid. There's the Haunt getting popped. They're going in towards mid, and Rubik's already gone. Fairly big ultimate to invest just for that, but Legion Commander also getting caught and getting finished off. Man, I didn't see any of that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Alright. They're going to try for the high ground. The backdoor protection is still enabled, so that's good news for VG.P, but everything else is looking a little bit grim. Dragon Knight still has plenty of his ultimate left. Abaddon, a sieging machine at this point, more than ready to frontline for his team. And Spectre just going to hang a little bit further back, actually just farming over on the other side of the map. It is going to go back for that Scotty. Just more stats. Why not? 70 seconds to go on the haunt. They didn't quite manage to take the tier 3 just yet, so won't be able to get rid of this shrine. Though still in a pretty commanding position as this net worth and experience advantage continues to just grow and grow and grow. Poor Rubik, sitting at 3.1k net worth, just really hasn't been able to do anything this game other than run away from Spectre illusions. Alright. Is it Jug who's actually going to get the Silver Edge before the Lina? No, it looks like Lina does have her ultimate orb. Alright, Silver Edge online. Is this the solution? I'm not so sure anymore. But we'll see. Maybe they can make some kind of unexpected play on the Abaddon. He is just sitting in front of everything, anticipating that his ultimate is going to keep him alive, but may not be the case with the Blink Duel and the Silver Edge break coming through. Alright, Roshan's back up. I guess that they probably give that to the Spectre. The Dragon Knight is unfortunately not a very good hero with an Aegis. So, yep, looks like Spectre gonna come on over. Probably sub out the Ring of Aquila for that one. And nothing that VG.P can do other than just grab a little bit of farm on the mid lane. Looks like Monkey King does find a bit of an opportunity to farm this big camp as well. He does have his Skull Basher, and he is also going to be going for Silver Edge. Alright, so they are now amassing the Silver Edges, but the Spectre is far and away the net worth leader. She's got the Aegis ready, and is just going to look to come and siege the high ground, I guess. Abaddon also ready to go. They've got the level 3 ultimate on the Dragon Knight. He's going to work. These are just 3 big, beefy heroes all working together. They force their way up into the high ground. The spam is not nearly enough, and everybody just seems so afraid of the haunt. They are going to jump in. They get the duel. Did they get the break? Looks like they didn't somehow, and so he still has his ultimate available. They got the Laguna Blade now, but duel is already over. That's 3 dead. On the backlines, the Omni Slash getting dropped off, but Juggernaut is now being stunned up, and the GG's called. Didn't even get a proper team fight, and it will be an EHOME victory. The position for Clockwork didn't do that much this game, but I'm still pretty excited to see it. And there you go.